Did you know that India currently has the highest employee burnout rate in the entire world? A recent McKinsey study showed a massive 59% of us are completely burned out. That is nearly 3 times the global average. And despite sacrificing our mental health for the corporate ladder, a Deloitte survey found that 62% of educated Indian millennials are still living paycheck to paycheck. Hi, I'm Ray, and today we are going to talk about a literal escape plan. We're breaking down exactly how to achieve financial independence and retire early in India. To show you how this actually works, we are going to follow the story of two 25-year-olds, Meera and Akash. They both start with the exact same salary, but one builds a multi-crore portfolio and the other builds a luxury cage they can never escape, a victim of lifestyle inflation. Let's find out why the math of retiring early here is a completely different beast, and more importantly, how you can actually pull it off. Hey there. Let's be totally honest with each other for a second. You're hustling. You're finally earning your own money. But you can already feel it, can't you? That creeping, heavy burnout. You look at the corporate ladder stretching out for the next 35 years, and you ask yourself, is working until I'm 60 really a mandatory rule? What if it's just a really, really bad default setting? We're conditioned to believe in this linear path. You get a job, you get a salary. Then you inflate your lifestyle to match your friends. You just pray for a decent pension at the end of it, hoping the math somehow works out. Well, today we are ripping up that default setting. We're talking about FIRE, financial independence, retire early. And don't worry, I'm not going to drown you in Wall Street jargon. We're looking at how to make your money do the heavy lifting, so you don't have to trade your precious youth for a paycheck. Hey, let's look at this in the real world. Meet Meera and Akash. They're both 25, working the same job, and making the same good money. Right now, they both spend exactly 6 lakhs a year to live. Now here is the golden rule of escaping the rat race, the 25 times rule. Take your annual expenses and multiply them by 25. For Meera and Akash, 6 lakhs times 25 is 1.5 crore. I know that sounds huge, but let's break down exactly how Meera gets there without breaking a sweat. If you have that much invested, mathematically, you never have to work a mandatory job again. They have the exact same goal line. Let's look at where their paths violently split. Akash does what society expects him to do. He saves 10% of his income. Every financial uncle gives him a pat on the back. But what does he do with the rest? He upgrades his life. He rents a premium 2 BHK all by himself and takes out a massive EMI for an SUV. He's literally consuming his own income just to project an image of success. He is building himself a luxury cage. Now let's look at Meera. Meera plays a completely different game. She saves an aggressive 50% of her salary. She sets it up so 30,000 rupees automatically leaves her account every month. It goes straight into a Nifty 50 index fund. She doesn't even see the money. What's an index fund? It's basically buying a tiny piece of the top 50 companies in India all at once. To afford this, she keeps her overheads low. She shares a flat and she takes the metro. Is she miserable and deprived? Not at all. Because she's not buying status. She is buying her own freedom. Fast forward 5 years. They're 30. And they both get a massive 50,000 rupee raise. This is the turning point. Akash feels he deserves a reward. So he upgrades the SUV. He eats at expensive places every weekend. Suddenly, his living expenses double to 12 lakhs a year. Akash is running a race where he keeps moving his own finish line further away. Because his expenses are now 12 lakhs, his new FIRE number jumps from 1.5 to 3 crore. He's making more money than ever, but he is mathematically further away from freedom. Meanwhile, Meera takes that entire 50,000 raise and saves all of it. Her expenses didn't change. By 35, her portfolio hits 70 lakhs, and the compounding magic explodes. Then, at age 37, the absolute nightmare scenario hits. The economy tanks, the company restructures. Both of them face sudden, brutal layoffs. Let's look at the sheer leverage, the power each of them holds in that terrifying exact moment. Akash is suffocating. He has a 30,000 rupee car EMI, a 45,000 rent, and zero runway. He is forced to cling to a toxic manager or desperately beg for any job just to survive. But Meera? Meera absorbs the layoff like it's a minor speed bump. With her massive financial buffer, she just smiles, takes her severance, and goes on a 6-month creative sabbatical. By 42, Meera hits her 1.5 crore target, walks away from the corporate grind forever, and works for a non-profit she actually loves. While Akash is still trapped in that luxury cage he built for himself. So, how did Meera do this? She made one radical mental shift. She stopped looking at money as digital numbers in an app. She realized money is life energy. You are trading the finite, unrecoverable hours of your actual life for currency. Let's say you make 500 rupees an hour. You see an 80,000 rupee phone and think, okay, that's 160 hours of work. But wait, you have to subtract the unpaid commute, the expensive work clothes, the overpriced coffees just to survive the stress. When you do the real math, your net wage might only be 250 rupees an hour. That phone isn't costing you a few weeks of work. It's costing you months of your literal finite existence. When Meera looks at a luxury car, she doesn't see status. She sees 5 years of her life vanishing. She optimized her life. She moved closer to work, cutting out the car, the petrol, and the commute stress entirely. Every rupee saved aggressively buys your own freedom back. And eventually, you hit the crossover point. That's the magic moment where your investments make more money while you sleep than you spend while you're awake. Now, you might go online and read Western blogs telling you to just withdraw 4% of your portfolio every year. Sounds perfectly simple and stress-free, right? Just take out 4% and you're set for life. If you try that in Mumbai or Bangalore, you are going to run out of money and end up crying into your empty wallet. Why? Because India is a different beast. Western models assume 2% inflation. Here, baseline inflation is 6 to 7%, and healthcare inflation is over 12%. Your rupees lose power exponentially faster. Plus, the Indian stock market gives massive growth, but it can crash violently. Remember 2008? If you retire during a crash and you are forced to sell stocks at rock-bottom prices just to buy groceries, you enter a mathematical death spiral. Your money can never recover. Finance nerds call this sequence of returns risk. Basically, if you are forced to sell your investments when prices have crashed, you destroy the engine that makes your wealth grow. Even when the market recovers, you don't have enough shares left to ride the wave up. Indian analysts say a safer withdrawal rate here is closer to 3%. But wait, why not just use safe fixed deposits? Our parents loved FDs. But FDs are a massive tax trap and inflation eats your returns alive. To survive, you need mutual funds and a systematic withdrawal plan, or SWP. Think of your retirement money like a massive, beautiful mango orchard. A fixed deposit is like chopping down the branches to sell the wood. You're destroying the tree. An SWP is just gently plucking the ripe mangoes, the profits, while leaving the tree perfectly intact to grow more. Okay, but what about the crashes? How do we protect the orchard from a storm? You build a fortress. It's called the bucket strategy. Bucket 1 is your cash cushion. It holds 3 years of living expenses in super safe liquid funds. What's a liquid fund? Think of it like a mutual fund that acts exactly like a flexible savings account. It invests in super short-term, low-risk instruments so your money is always safe, and you can withdraw it instantly without penalties. If the market drops 50% tomorrow, you don't panic. You don't sell stocks at a loss. Your next 3 years are secured. Bucket 2 is stability. This covers years 4 to 10 using safe debt funds, basically lending money to the government. Bucket 3 is growth. This is for year 11 and beyond. This is where you take risks in the stock market to beat inflation. When the stock market is high, you pluck some mangoes from the growth bucket and refill your cash bucket. Stop inflating your lifestyle to impress people you don't even like. But remember this one thing before you obsess over spreadsheets. If you wake up on a Tuesday with 10 crores and literally nowhere to be, what will you actually do? Figure out your Tuesday morning first. Then go buy your freedom. If this video just saved you from a 35-year corporate sentence, Hit like and subscribe. If you want to master retirement planning in India, comment below with your dream retirement age. I'm Ray. Keep your overheads low and I'll see you in the next one. If